Hello, Maverick traders, and welcome out to your daily currency recap. This is Ankit here, and here we are wrapping up the day. It's a Tuesday, February the 10th. Let's get into it. As always, we'll take a look at top-down analysis, look at broader markets, take a look at the currency baskets, take a look at the news, and then we'll talk about some possible setups. So let's get into it.
Disclaimer. This video was created for professional stock and option traders. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that employs professional traders around the world. Our traders trade firm capital and keep 70 to 80% of profits they generate. All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. If you are interested in becoming a professional trader for Maverick, click the apply button in the video description. Let's break down what happened today.
As we jump into the market analysis, let's just take a look at the headlines and the numbers. And starting with the news of the day today, the main one is really the dollar, which continues to be under pressure. So we'll talk a little bit about dollar because dollar looks like it's sitting at that level where it could go really have a big breakdown if it breaks a support. But that's just a level that we want to watch out for. So we'll talk about the dollar here. The broader markets, nothing really has changed. You know, we're seeing markets move in a range. We get a couple of nasty days in the markets, then we see a rally, then we get to the resistance, then we pull back. So that kind of price action continuing here. Now, the bigger number today, the biggest movement today was really in the Japanese yen, which again, it is a counter trend move, but we had a big sort of a rally today, more than 1% on the currency baskets. So when we take a look at the numbers here, as you can see that that's really where the biggest outperformance was. Outside of that, you can see all those numbers were kind of in a smaller range. Now, looking at dollar, even though dollar is slightly weak, I mean, dollar, I would say, had a bigger down day yesterday, but we'll take a look at the charts here. But it seems like dollar is what's really moving, yen is what's really moving, and some of the bigger outperformers are sort of taking a bit of a pause. So there's three currencies we need to highlight here. Pound, which is showing a lot of weakness, which started last week on the Bank of England monetary policy, which was a little bit more dovish. So pound started off with that weakness. We are seeing dollar move a lot. And then here we are with Japanese yen moving a lot. Outside of that, I would say everything's kind of trading within the range there. Now, when you look at the broader markets here, you can see slight numbers today. S&P down 0.33, World Stock and mostly flat. Gold volatility seems to be coming down here, down only 0.5%. Oil market mostly flat, and look at the crypto markets. I mean, we had a massive bounce on crypto last week, and I must say, when I look at the charts, it looks like that might roll over here. So crypto outlook remains bleak. Now, when you look at the Bitcoin performance, you can see everything is down the board. Ethereum, of course, down the most, 0.438%. Bitcoin is down 2%. So we'll take a look at the Bitcoin chart here as well and see what do we see here. Now, when it comes to the broader market outlook, I've talked about, being a cautiously bullish is the name of the game here. But when you look at these candlesticks are a lot different than what you have seen in last year or even a year prior to that. This is what you're calling, a range bound price action where you've seen some nasty sell-offs, we get some rallies, looks like market wants to break out, we pull back and we get another big rally, and then we stall right again. That's just the nature of range-bound price action. So these are the kind of price action where we say, look for that resistance and support, and you want to be buyer and seller between that area until it really breaks out one way or the other. Now, this week is an important week with the economic data out of the U.S. We had the retail sales number today. You can see they were not so impressive. So the big now focus is going to be tomorrow when we get the U.S. non-farm payrolls number. Look at that. They're looking for 66,000 gain. Unemployment rate's supposed to be at 4.4. So this is the one. I think if you're looking for a big trade of the week, I think this employment number is going to be one of them. So this is again coming up tomorrow, and I will be looking at dollar both case scenarios, looking for the upside or looking for the downside. Outside of that, you can see on Friday we get the CPI number, and that's going to be the next big report. So my focus is going to be all about the dollar here going into tomorrow. Now, when we take a look at the velocity scores, you can see where things are moving. Look at that dollar kind of moving along with euro, Swiss franc. I mean, dollar overall kind of staying within that basket there. But I mean, look at that pound. Pound is now equally weak as we're seeing that down performance in the dollar. So we want to take a look at that. Aussie seems like it's kind of calmed down here, not really moving a lot. And here we are looking at CAD slightly higher. But really, we want to take a look at the yen here and see, is this the move that you want to short into, or is this the move that you want to stay away from? So based on that, let's just jump in and take a look at possible trades.
Do you want to be a professional trader? Maverick Currencies is the oldest US-based forex and crypto prop trading company that will pay you for trading with our capital. Trade our capital and keep 70 to 80% of the profits. We are looking for traders just like you that are hardworking and motivated. Click the apply link on the top right of this video to see if you have what it takes. That link takes you to a 4-minute video that explains the trader position available, and you read a list of FAQs that answer pretty much all the basic questions you have at this point. After watching the video and reading the FAQs, if you're interested, fill out an application, then you'll watch the full-length recruiting video, and then schedule an interview with one of our traders. Are you our next trader?
So again, looking at the possible trades here, let me start with the Japanese yen here. And now here's a chart that you look at the yen here, and you can see that this is clearly in a downtrend. Every rally's been sold. Every pop has been met with some weakness here. So as you can see that we did break to new lows here, and then we're getting a very impressive pop here. Now this is the kind of movement where, I don't want to be standing in front of a moving train here. And based on the close today, you can see that on a 4-hour chart, we did break out highs here and kind of close on the top of that high here. So I'm not seeing signs of failure yet, which means that, this could easily pop a little bit higher. But we have this 20-day moving average. And then if this pops above it, this can easily rally towards a 50. And we've seen that in the past. We've seen a very impressive rallies like one over here, which, as you've seen in the past, you want to steer clear from these rallies, even though your outlook is short on the yen. These rallies could be substantial. So I would rather just sit on the sideline here till tomorrow and see what the dollar yen is going to do. Now, let's talk about the dollar here. Now, when you look at this chart, remember I came in and said, well, this is an important level of support. We should rally higher from there. And again, that was kind of true for the most part, but you can see the last 2 days, we have kind of gone back to the lows here. So this is where, we are, is this a bear rally? And right now, that's what it looks like. I want everyone to see the weekly and the monthly chart just to see the level. As you can see that this level has held for the last 4 years. 2022 all the way to now 2026, we are moving down to that level multiple times. The question is this going to break this time? Last few times you can see we did have massive reversals off that, and this time not so much. So this is where I think we want to be a lot more cautious on the dollar here, because it doesn't seem like again, we got that bounce right here on the weekly chart, but it looks like that's failing pretty quickly here. So want to be very cautious on the dollar, and then mostly kind of look for this level to be broken. Again, if you're looking for newer shorts, look at that one. Look, there's not a whole lot of range to be had there before it really attempted to move from that support. So I think this is where it's probably worth waiting for that break confirmation before I get in here. But when I go on a 4-hour chart, let's take a look at this one. You can see that for the last, we had a massive fall right here. We got a rally here, and we're kind of falling right here. So I don't love it as a long or short here. I'll rather wait for that the confirmation. If it breaks that support, I'll be a lot more interested in moving through that support. Or if it does rally, then we need to break above this highs over here. So again, I think this could really come down to the economic data. One thing I talk about always is correlation, which I think correlation has kind of broken between the bonds. But it's interesting to see that even the bonds, the yields were kind of moving lower along as well. So the question is that now, is this where all those things line up and dollar take a big fall? Could be. Again, I think we have to kind of wait and see. So confirmation is really what I'm looking for here on the dollar before I pick that short direction. Now, looking outside, Swiss franc, it did have a rally today, reversed. I'm not really a big fan of the Swiss franc. The base on the movements, it's pretty hard to predict how it's going to move. So use that caution here. I talked about the euro and the euro Swiss franc, and it's kind of fascinating to me as you take a look at euro Swiss franc. We're getting that big divergence here. We spent a lot of time for the last 2 years. As you zoom in here, you can see that we have kind of been sideways for the most part, breaking to new lows. I mean, today you can see we caught some rally here, but in the grand scheme of things, it remains in that downtrend here. Here's the 4-hour chart. I think that's what you really need to be wary of, is the euro and the Swiss franc and the divergence between them. Now, the British pound is another currency that I really like as a short, which, as you know, I've not really liked pound to trade either way. But I mean, this thing is now slowly moving much better. And take a look at the candlestick today, closing at the lows of the day today. I mean, nice body on that candle, less of a wick. I do really like the pound on the short side here. CAD, let's go move on to the CAD here. Not so much on the Canadian dollar. I think that's mostly tied to what the US dollar is doing. But again, you can see that it's just kind of in the bear rally formation as well. So not focusing on the pound, the CAD here. Let's go in the Aussie. Aussie, as you can see, continues to rip higher. So if anybody looking at the Aussie here, this is where you got to go on some higher time frame to see where it could really come in contact with some key overhead resistance. You can see that we have just cleared that key resistance here, and now it seems like it's kind of pausing here. So look for this level, which is the prior resistance. If this falls right below it, then we definitely have a more pullback likely here. But again, right now, not really seeing any of that here. So far, Aussie remains on the upside here, and Kiwi seems to kind of stall right here as well. And not a whole lot of news on this one. Remember I talked about Kiwi, which has been in this much of a pressure here. It did got out of that downtrend, pulling back a little bit. The big question is, is this buy the dip opportunity, or is it something that we are going to, see it falls back lower? For that, you need to pay attention to Aussie Kiwi as well, which is another currency that has deviated quite a bit. I mean, take a look at the rally that we had seen from last year, and also breaking out some key levels. Here's the monthly chart. You can see that right now dollar Aussie Kiwi is at the level that we haven't seen since 2013. So that divergence continues there. So this is where you can see that not a lot of reversals are taking place, but there's definitely more continuation on trends, and I think that's what you need to kind of focus on. And I think for that, pound, again, like I said, pound looks pretty clear to me here. So you can always pair these things that are correlated. I mean, here's the euro pound. You can see slowly moving higher, but as they diverge, I think these currencies pair look more interesting. Here's the pound Swiss franc. You can see that caught a bit of a rally. I mean, you can see it is staying weak, having bear rallies, staying weak. That's where I think you can take advantage of it. Here's the pound against the yen. You can see we're getting a nice little reversal here. So pound, pretty much everything is moving down against everything else. Here's the pound against the Aussie. You can see this thing has been a gray short. Some bear rallies, some bases to short into. I think this is the kind of markets where, as the volatility dissipates, you can kind of really focus on the monetary policies or things that are driving these moves higher or lower. I think that's really how you want to be looking in the markets. Now, dollar and yen, they definitely follow volatility, which means that they could have bigger swings either way. If you're looking for something that is more on relative strength of weakness but less on volatility, then again you can look at things like pound and pair that against the euro or Swiss franc. Some things that are kind of moving slowly, but then you can easily find some good movements there as well. So you can see that things are moving, but you just got to be looking at the right place at the right time. Like I said, for dollar, I'm going to be more on the sideline until tomorrow. You can see right now we're going sideways. And then again, this is the level, like I said, I'm not interested in shorting at this point unless it really breaks that support. And, you go on a higher time frame, you're like, I can't really get behind and say, well, this is going to break the support, because this is a significant support that we haven't seen it broken for like last 2 years. But when it does break, then again, big moves will follow. But I think at this point, risk to reward. Otherwise, don't love it as a short. And again, if this wants to reverse higher, maybe this is just a a little higher high or lower high. If this is just a sideways move, then we probably move back and forth within that range. So be cautious on the movements here and take a look at everything before you jump into a bigger position here. All right, so let's just wrap things up over here. Like I said, markets are moving nicely. Make sure you're focusing on those currencies accordingly. Having the right strategy is the most important thing, but this is good market price action. Things are moving well, and then also pair that against some of the news events. This again makes a good market environment overall. So I'm looking for the dollar tomorrow, looking for the U.S. employment report, and then we'll pair them things up accordingly. Till then, take care. Happy trading.